guarantee that you will say, if that is not the best quartet, one of the best quartets the Pine Barren Chorus has ever had. Ladies and gentlemen, would you please welcome the pros and cons.
Here's where I long to belong to thee. It's only a shanty in old shanty town. The roof is so slanty, it touches the ground. Just a tumble down shack by the old railroad track. Like a millionaire's mansion, it's calling me back. I'd give up a palace if I were a king. It's more than a palace, it's my everything. There's a queen waiting there with her silvery crown in a shanty, old shanty town. That shanty town in Barbershop where the green grass grows all around, all around. The roof's so worn, so badly torn that it tumbles to the ground. Just a tumble down shack and it's built way back about 25 feet from the railroad track. Things on my mind most all the time keeps calling me back to my little old shack. I mean, those tragedies, I mean, calamity, if I were green, wouldn't mean a thing. With the roof on the tall, read the right down the wall, and it wouldn't mean a thing, not a doggone thing. There's a queen waiting there in a rocking chair, just blowing her stack on Billy's beer, looking all around and trucking on down, just gotta get back to Shanty Town, in Shanty, in old Shanty Town, one more time, Shanty, in old Shanty Town, Shanty Town. Running wild, lost control, running wild, mighty bold, feeling gay, reckless too, carefree mind all the time, never blue, always going, go nowhere, always showing, I don't care, don't love nobody, stuck with wild, all alone, running wild, no girl will ever make a fool of me. No girl, I mean just what I say. I'm not the simpleton I used to be. Wonder how I got that way. Once I was full of sentiment, it's true. But now I've got a cruel heart. With all the other foolishness I do, gonna make a brand new start. Brand new start. Running wild, love control. Running wild, mighty bold. Feeling gay, reckless blue. Carefree mind all the time, never blue. Always going, but not nowhere. Always showing, I don't care. I don't care. Don't love nobody. It's not worthwhile. All alone, running wild. Running, lost control and running wild.
Hey, you having a good time, huh? Are you? We're going to
going to put an end to that for you right now, okay? Say, listen, I don't know if you noticed it or not, but there was a lot of people getting into this auditorium here this evening, and it was all kind of jammed up out front, and we were like everybody else. We were getting our bags out of the car and walking towards the place, and everybody was jammed out there, just looking up, and we're like everybody else. We looked up too, and you must have seen it. The guy that was up on the roof, he's standing up there, and he was teetering back and forth like this. I mean, just back and forth, and he was slightly inebriated, you know what I mean? As a matter of fact, he was smashed. And he leaned so far, he went, yeah, right on the sidewalk. And the policeman ran up and said, hey, buddy, what happened? He says, I don't know, I just got here myself. So he got up in his car, and he went down a one-way street the wrong way. And the policeman stopped him and said, hey, buddy, where are you going? He says, I don't know, I must be late. Everybody's coming back. The policeman said, well, didn't you see that arrow? He said, I didn't even see the Indian. He got out of his car and he started walking down the street, man. I mean, he's staggering along. And boy, it was really bad. And two nuns, bless them, were coming in the opposite direction. Well, he's staggering towards them, and they separated and went on either side of him. And he stood there and he said, now, how did she do that? He walked down to the hotel, see? Walked to the hotel, he walked right through the lobby, man. I mean, walked right through, opened up the elevator door, stepped in, no elevator. Yeah, whoa, right to the bottom. Got up and brushed himself off and said, I said up. He walked out of there and he got in a restaurant and he sat down, and I'm telling you, he was watching everything, paying attention, and there was an Italian waiter there at a rotisserie with a chicken on it, and he's spinning away, and the guy's watching everything, it's going away. Well, the waiter got carried away with his job and he gives it, the guy walks over and says, I hate to tell you this, buddy, but your organ grinder's burning and your monkey's on fire.
Don't encourage that, ladies and gentlemen. After that display, I think it's only fitting that at this point in our program we feature one of the real pros of this quartet, and we're going to do that for you right now. And no, that's not you. We're going to feature our lead singer, and we're going to ask you to think a minute and reminisce with us. And I grew up in a very small town in West Virginia, and it was the custom in my day when I was in school that when the circus came to town, they let us out of school, and we went down to the railroad siding and watched them unload all of the equipment, and they had a parade through town, after the fairgrounds, and we would follow along. And the week or 2 weeks that circus was in town was such a glorious time in my life and lives of all of us young folks. But no matter how great it was, if you remember, came the day when they struck that big top and loaded everything back in those flat cars, and away they went to the next town. And how sad it was. So think about that for a while you listen to our lead, Kevin, sing for you now, The Day the Circus Left Town.
very last day as a child. The day that the circus left town. The day that the
The novel was made into a Broadway musical which opened in 1942 and it enjoyed a revival in 1972. The story had to do with a black minister and his family that lived on the outskirts of Johannesburg in South Africa. They had a son who, approaching manhood, wanted to leave the home to make his way in the world. Reluctantly, the family finally agreed and the boy went off to Johannesburg. There he fell in with some bad company, became involved in a very serious crime, and was apprehended. A long time passed and the family heard nothing from the young man, so in desperation the father went to search for him. He found his son languishing in prison with little or no hope of ever being released. This song, the title song from the Broadway musical, expresses the sorrow of the father for the situation in which his son found himself. But more than that, it expresses the lament of the black people for their plight. Lost in the Stars.
And we're lost out here. skies, blown through the night, and we're lost out here in the
Time once again to teach another solo voice in the quartet. It's still not you. And if I told you it was going to be a bass solo, you know it wouldn't be me either, because I'm the guy, when I pick up the phone, they ask me if my husband's home. So, we'd like to feature our bass, Mr. Tom Ewald, in a number that I'm sure you'll enjoy. Again, Asleep in the Deep.
We're going to sing it anyway.
Stormy the night and the waves roll high, crazy the ship doth lie. Hark while the lighthouse bell's solemn cry rings o'er the solemn tide. There on the deck she two lovers stand, heart to heart beating and hand in hand. Though death be near, she knows no fear, while at her side is the one ever dear. Loudly the bell in the old tower rings, bidding us list to the warning it brings. Sailor, take care, sailor, take care, danger is near thee, beware, 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 beware. Many brave hearts are asleep in the deep, so beware, beware. Many brave hearts are asleep in the deep, so beware,
Thank you so much. Bosch talked about the fact that we've been friends for a lot of years, and we truly have, not only Bosch and the Jersey Devils, but the whole Cherry Hill chapter. We've been acquainted for many, many years, and we were honored to be asked to come and sing on this show. So, as in honor of being asked, we asked Fred, our arranger. He does all of what? I'm trying to...
Where you go, beep, 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 and all the girls love you. I know. He gets up and talks about the drunk and the nuns and the organ grinder and the whole thing. Everybody laughs at him. He gets to sing this beautiful song about the circus. Oh, I do stand here and sing that dumb tenor part all night long.
Is there anything else in this quartet you can handle? Well, I didn't mean it. I'm trying to introduce
I tell riddles.
I don't care.
In fact, what is red and goes ding-a-ling?
I know what it is. It's fire. It's fire.
Come on.
ambulance.
Not an ambulance, because you can't get
I don't
red
believe
or
this is
things
happening to me.
You can't get
Little Red Schoolhouse.
I love this. It's a red dinglenger.
Anyway, I'm trying to tell you that we asked Freddie to do a special arrangement in honor of tonight. And
Hey,
we're going to do
I got one more riddle. They love to have
No,
one more riddle.
No, they don't want to
Oh,
hear
sure,
that.
no.
Freddie.
I'm rolling now. What crawls through the grass and goes ding-a-ling?
I tell you, I'm not even going to guess. What crawls through the grass and goes ding-a-ling?
Are you gonna guess? You gonna look?
Come on, Freddie.
It's a wounded Avon lady.
By now you're wondering what the title of this song is. Thomas, I'm going to tell you. You'll enjoy it. It's a great old barbershop ballad entitled When You and I Were Young, Maggie. Thanks, Mom.
You can announce what you want, but what we're singing is Bye Bye Blues. I've been so lonely and blue, but now I'm through. I'm got all my blues. Goodbye. Don't let me hear you sigh. Don't let me hear you cry. Bells are ringing, birds are singing. Bye-bye to those blues. Bye-bye to those blues. Yeah. Don't let me hear you sigh. Don't let me hear you cry. Sure what your money's worth. And we're going to do our best to give it to you now as we sing for you that time-honored old favorite. I was engaged to a girl with a wooden leg and we broke it up. Otherwise known as Peggle My Heart.
Careless in everything you do. You break my heart, careless, now that my bridges all are burned. You're careless, careless forever, I'm concerned. Are you as careless as you seem to be, or do you just care less for me? Why did you use that cheap shampoo? None of the girls will fall for you. You break appointments because you are bald. Toothpaste are cheap now. Have one installed. Careless, you took a chance. You're hairless. You take your hat off at a dance. The boys will warn you, but you didn't care. So now you are my guest. Your hands, don't you care?
Terribly embarrassed, ladies and gentlemen, not because of that so much, but because we really haven't taken the time to properly introduce our quartet singer. This is Tom Ewald, our bass, who works for the United States government. Tom? This is Kevin King, our lead, who is a music teacher in a high school in Carroll County back in Maryland where we live. Kevin? This is our good tenor and good friend and good sport, Mr. Harry Williamson, who rides shotgun on a garbage truck. Harry Williamson works for the DuPont company, folks. Harry Williamson. Hi, I'm Billy Carter. And you're still looking for my brother. No, my name is Fred King, and I teach music in a senior high school, and doesn't that frighten you? I tell you that just to give you one little anecdote that happened to me as a senior high school music teacher, going to the elementary school to check the musical progress of the youngsters there. We have that nice little chain of progress that goes through the schools in Baltimore County where I teach. And so I was at the Villa Cresta Elementary School about 2 weeks ago, and I went into the back of the first grade class, little 6-year-olds, and I went in and sat back in the back of the class, and the teacher was leading them. They're singing, "Way down upon the Swan." They were tearing it up. I mean, really ripping. And she let the song continue, and she came back where I was sitting. She said, "Hi, Mr. King. How'd you like to take part in the lesson today?" I said, "I'd be delighted. What do you want me to do?" She said, "Well, when the song comes to the conclusion, You just walk up and start asking the youngsters their happy thoughts with music. She said, you get some really outrageous answers. I said, okay. So the song came to a conclusion, and Big Daddy, senior high school music teacher, got up, walked right up to the front of the room, looked little Billy, 6 years old, right in the face. I said, hi, Billy, what's your happy thought today? He said, we're going to have some recess in a little while. I said to Jimmy, what's your happy thought? So we're going to play some baseball after school. I said, that's marvelous. I wanted a little Susie, 6 years old. I said, Susie, what's your happy thought today? She said, I'm pregnant. I said, Susie, what would make you say a thing like that? She said, well, I was eating breakfast this morning, and Mommy came down and said to Daddy, honey, I think I'm pregnant. He said, now there's a happy thought. I don't explain them, lady, I just tell them. Well, you've been a marvelous audience, and I'll tell you what, you've been paying attention to some really great barbershop singing up on the stage. That's Chorus and the Quartet's here. And you know, it all started especially as a catch-as catch-can kind of thing. We sing arrangements now on purpose to make the barbershop ring the way we want it to. But in the olden days, it would just start out by just making it up as you went along. And it was really great. And we have another kind of music that's intrinsic to the United States of America, that's Dixieland jazz. It does the same thing. You just get in there and you start doing it, and you have this simultaneous improvisation going on. It's really, really wonderful. And we learned a lot of those characteristics from the black people. And I'll tell you something else we learned from the black people too, and that's how to feel about that music. For instance, they can be taking one of their departed to the final resting place, and they can sing a melody line and make it the most mournful thing you've ever heard in your life. But when they're coming back, they can take that same melody line and make it sound like the most glorious street march the world has ever known. It sounds exactly like this. Let it be, my dear Lord, just a closer walk with thee. Granted, Lord, is my queen. Daily walking close to thee. Let it be, dear Lord, let it be. Let it be. I am weak, but thou art strong. Jesus, keep me from all wrong. I'll be satisfied as long as I walk. Let me walk close to thee, close to thee. Just close to walk with thee, 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 just close to walk, just close to walk, just close to walk. Daily walking close to, just close to walk, Lord. Oh, let it be, my dear Lord. Oh, let it be, my dear Lord.
Does it automatically. Push it. You push it.
Everywhere I go, everyone seems to know. I can't show my face, can't go any place. People stop and stare, it's so hard to bear. Everybody knows It's the talk of the town. Every time we leave, my heart skips a beat. We don't stop to speak, darling, now though it's just a week. Everybody knows you left me. It's the talk of the town. We sent out invitations to friends and relations, announcing our wedding day. Friends and our relations gave congratulations. How can you face them? What can you say? Let's make up, sweetheart. We can stay apart. Don't let pride keep you aside. How can love like ours be ended? It's the talk of the town, baby. It's the talk of the town. I can show my face and go any place. It's the talk of the
Get a little maudlin here that we're talking about old friends and so on, but it is true, and we have known each other, many of us, for a long time, and it's a very wonderful thing. I have to mention something tonight, if you'll forgive me. I have some friends back here at the table that are, there's a whole table of folks back here that are professional associates of mine, if you will.
Big deal.
But anyway, this is the first time they've ever been to an Afterglow, and they've only seen me perform. In fact, some of them, this is the first time. So, you know, you folks have known me for a long time, and you know a lot of things about me that they probably don't know about me, even though we've been associated professionally for a long time. And I thought I would share something with them, with your indulgence, about me. Wake up. So anyway, what they probably don't understand about me is that, and one of the reasons that makes me do this, and that, you know, I'm very Germanic, and my name is Ewald, but the other side of me that I guess makes me do this sort of thing is that I'm Irish on both my mother and father's side. So I'm half Irish, and I just kind of thought I'd share that with you and with my friends back here.
Aaron Gabra! Aaron Go Brawless!
But to just give you a little more flavor of my background, I still have some relatives that live in Ireland, and they're, one of them happens to be a very precious old lady, my great aunt. Her name is Murphy, Mrs. Murphy, and as you might imagine, in Ireland they still cling a lot to the old customs, and one of them, of course, is to go to confession on Saturday night to prepare for communion on Sunday morning. And my aunt is no different than all of those other folks. And one particular Saturday night, recently, she went down to the little church in her very small village to go to confession. And she came in the door and went up the aisle in the dimly lit church, genuflected, went into the pew and knelt down, took out her rosary beads, and began to pray in preparation for her confession. While she was so praying, the doors opened in the back and a young man came in. And he walked up the middle aisle, genuflected, went into the pew, knelt, prayed for just a moment, got up, and went into the confessional. And he began his confession, "Bless me, Father, for I have sinned." But before he could go on, the priest interrupted him, and he said, "I beg your pardon, lad, I don't recognize your voice. Are you from our village?" And the lad said, No, Father, I'm not." And the priest said, "Well, pray tell, what brings you here?" And the boy said, "Well, Father, I'm an acrobat in the traveling circus, and I'm just passing through town." And the priest questioned him about what it is that an acrobat does. And the boy tried to explain, and the priest, having been there a long time and away from the world, really did not understand what it was that an acrobat did. So in desperation, the boy said, "Father, He said, if we could step out of the confessional for a moment or two into the middle aisle, I could demonstrate to you perhaps what I do and you would understand. And the priest said, all right. So they came out of the confessional into the middle aisle, and the boy went all the way to the back into the vestibule, and he got a running start, don't you know. And he went up the aisle and he did a somersault. He did a double somersault. Fred and I both have a problem there. A double somersault, and he did a triple somersault, and he ended up right down in front of the altar rail doing a split. And the priest, seeing all of this, understood at last, and he indicated so, and they turned to go back into the confessional. And as they did, my aunt got up and headed for the door. And the priest saw her, and he, knowing that she had not been in a confession yet, called out to her, and he said, Mrs. Murphy, Mrs. Murphy, where are you going? You haven't been in a confession yet. She said, Father, if that's the kind of penance you're giving out tonight, I'm going home and getting me bloomers on.
Say, now listen, you fellas sang both of Tommy's solos, you know. I don't know if you know it or not, but we sang one of them on the show, and it really is high time that we sang the other solo that you sing here for you to hear him do it. Don't you think that? I mean, really. I mean, you get your other song now. Yes. It is wonderful. I mean, he really lays this thing out. You got to pay close attention to the lyrics that he sings, because it's a lovely tune entitled, I Can't Get Over a Girl Like You. So get up and answer the phone.
Ba ba bum 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 ba ba bum 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 ba ba bum 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 ba ba bum 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 ba ba bum 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 ba ba bum 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 bum. That's how I feel, just like a Pollyanna bum bum bum. Yes, they do, and I love everybody. Since I fell in love with the bum 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 bum. Having a ball, I guess you might call me Pollyanna bum bum. Yes, they do, and I love everybody. Since I fell in love with bum 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 bum. Everybody loves a lover. I'm a lover. Everybody loves me. Anyhow, that's how I feel. Having a ball, guess you might call me Pollyanna bum bum. Yes, they do, and I love everybody. Since I fell in love with, I love everybody since I fell in love with you.
Give it to us. Great to sing a song that you know, you know? Every time we're singing songs and people go, what's that, man? So this farmer had 3 bulls. And those bulls knew everything, man. I mean, you know, they knew what was what and who was who and everything that was, you know, supposed to be what it was supposed to be. Like the old bull, he had about 30 cows that were his, and the next one down he had about 20 that were his, and the youngest one he had about 10 that were his, and he was always out there practicing bull. So they knew what was going on, see? And that is, and you know, everything was cool until the farmer, they overheard the farmer say that he's going to bring a new bull to the farm, see? Well, now let me tell you something. Now, the old one walked over there and he says, if he comes into my territory, I'm going to tear his face off. And the next one down says, yeah, me too. And the young one starts practicing again. He's giving it to him, man. Everything is cool. They got it all under control. They're all just laying around waiting for that big day when a new one comes to town, see? Well, comes the day of reckoning, man. They roll that truck up there, and out steps the biggest, meanest bull you have ever seen in your life, man. 8-foot steam coming out of his nose, 10-foot horn, 25-foot tail. He goes, shut, shut. He got off of there. The old one looked over and went, ooh, I think I can see my way clear to cut him in for a couple. The next one down says, yeah, me too. And the young one starts again. They said, you crazy man, you gonna fight him? He says, I just want him to know I'm a bull.
To the things you miss. What can I do to make you thrill, thrill to an honest kiss? What can I do that I haven't done to make you believe I love after time? I've told you how much I miss your smile. Your smile, hoping you'd let me hold you just for a little while. After time you refuse me, your lips sublime. You don't seem to know that I love you so. Though I've told you time after time after time after time, you refuse me, your lips sublime. You don't seem to know that I love you so. Though I've told you time after time after time, though I've told you time after time after
to repeat everything that my good friend Paul Cullen said, but we do feel at home. When we were first asked to do the show, I guess a couple of years ago, we were very thrilled, and also have our good buddies Revival. We sort of call them tons of fun amongst ourselves. But Neil's solo was great. Keep on singing it. It's a really big thrill to hear Neil sing that solo. And before we forget, we have to thank our dear friends Ernie and Sue Fisher. We have many people across the country who are good friends and our hosts. But to have two people like this who are really special, I've been friends for 2 years, I guess, with Sue and Ernie, and they know how to make a quartet feel right at home. So you people from Cherry Hill, on behalf of us, will you please thank Ernie and Sue for a great hosting job. Thank you.
Ernie goes back further than you do.
Yes, he does.
You would too if you wore these pants.
On the show, for whatever reason, I never get a chance to say too much, but on the Afterglow, I'm allowed to introduce one number. Now's the time. Okay. Okay, it's a great old barbershop standard. It's called Take the Dice Away from the Baby. He's about to crap on the floor.
I know a little bit about a lot of things, but I don't know enough about you. Just when I think you're mine, you try a different line, and baby, what can I do? I read the latest news, no buttons on my shoes, but baby, I'm confused about you. You got me in a spin, oh what else do I mean? 'Cause I don't know enough about you. Jack of all trades, master of none, ooh, and isn't it a shame? I'm so sure that you'd be good for me, ooh, if you only play my game. You know I went to school and I'm nobody's fool. That is to say, until I met you, I know a little bit about a lot of things, but I don't know enough about you. I don't know enough about you. I tell you, ladies and gentlemen, I personally get up here, and most of you have been barbershopping friends with us, and in competition, out of competition, in conventions and whatnot for years and years. And you know, I get excited, and I give it one of these business with the teeth now and then. And I forget, you know, and some people are really offended by that. And I just want you to know that if I've offended anybody here this evening, too bad. Now listen, when I was 19 years old, I was playing football for Baltimore Junior College, and I grabbed that ball and I went off tackle. Now in those days we didn't wear a face mask, you know. I grabbed that thing like this and I took off. And I was going through the line going, yeah, like this. And when I broke into the opening, there was a linebacker coming feet first the other way. Yeah, right on the button. That was the end of that right there. See? So the dentist came out and he scraped up my face, you know, and he said, now, he said, look, son, he said, you can go home and act like you have some sort of malady. I didn't know what that was. Or you can go home and practice and learn how to use these things. So I did. I went home, man, and I got in front of that mirror, and I practiced, and I worked, and I learned how to be a jerk. I'm going to move this down a little bit here. Can I turn this, just tilt it a little bit? Huh? Like that? Yeah. Okay. Because I want you to see what I used to do when I was a kid. Like, nobody expected a kid, 19 years old, to have a full set of choppers, you know what I mean? So I used to get on the bus, 8:30 in the morning. You ever see people on the bus, 8:30 in the morning? There they are, man.
They don't see anything. They don't look right or left, all except that one person who's looking at you. You know what I mean? And you look over, and they're looking, and they go like they're not looking. You know what I mean? And then for a half hour, you sit there going ding dong, ding dong, ding dong, ding dong, back and forth. You got them real good. Everybody else is sleeping except this one guy is looking right at you, and he's really bored, and you can feel it all over, you know. And then you just lean back and give him your 8:30 yawn like this. He smacks the guy next to him and says, "Take a look at that." I'm sitting there like this. And I says, "You wake me up, man? Would you wake me up to see something like that? You crazy?" So he goes back to sleep, and now the guy's really looking. I can feel him looking right through my pores, you know what I mean? And this is what really gets him. I give him a slow drop. Looks just like this. You give him. Smacks the guy next to him and says, "Take a look at that." I'm sitting there like this. I said, "You wake me up one more time, man, I'm going to tear your face off, I'm going to kill you." So now the poor guy's drooling up the end of his lips, man, just looking. I grab my boots and give him a sideways smile on the way out like this. Oh my, you're really great. I'd tell you some more, but you'd only laugh. Listen, man, it's so bad that the guys don't even walk through the airport with me anymore. They walk about 15 feet behind and watch people walk into water coolers. Because I always have my bag over my shoulder walking like this. No more.
You know, you may have noticed throughout that entire display that I did not enjoy myself the same way you did. And it's been referred to earlier in the evening, and the truth of the matter is that Fred is my father. And I'm just trying to figure out whether I should be proud or tolerant. We can indulge in, not intolerance, your tolerance just a bit. Maybe we could get Fred to sing a solo for you. I hope you enjoy it. Here's my dad singing Sweet 16.
Ooh, I love you. I love
difficult to continue. Come to me, where my dream of love is over. I love you as I love you. I like that one myself. When you were sweet. Thank you very, very much. Those of you who thought that we would leave you with something as trashy as that were right. That was it. Now, Kevin told the truth. I am his dad. And, you know, we had the privilege a couple of years ago to sing a song for his mother and my wife at our 25th wedding anniversary. And we share it with you now in the deepest sense of love, because this whole weekend you have made us feel a mountain high. I watch you going through your day, doing things your special way. The flowers bloom, the children sing. I'm proud to wear my wedding ring. You make me feel a mountain high. I'm sure that we can touch the sky. And now I know I love you and I need you. You make me feel a mountain high. As time goes on, I say a prayer that you and I will always get. The kids have grown, we're on our own. I know we'll never be alone. You make me feel a mountain high. We'll never fail if we both try. And now I know that I care and I need you. You make me feel a mountain high. A mountain is so hard to climb. It's earned its place through space and time. Now I stand where God commands, the bond of love as we hold hands. You make me feel a mountain high. We'll never fail if we both try. And now our life and our love have become